Hello, I'm Agnes. It's good to see you all here today. We're going to talk about something very specific and very important: potty training our children who are on the autism spectrum. I know this can feel like a really big mountain to climb. I've been there. The process can be full of challenges, not just for our kids, but for us as parents too. It requires a different way of thinking, a different approach than what you might read in standard parenting books. My brain thinks in pictures, and for many autistic children, that's how they process the world too. Understanding their unique perspective is the very first step. The key to all of this, the thing you have to hold on to, is patience. It's not just about being patient in the way we normally think, like waiting in a long line. It's a deeper kind of patience, one rooted in understanding. We need to understand that our children aren't being difficult or defiant. They are processing a complex, multi-step task that can be overwhelming from a sensory and cognitive standpoint. We have to become detectives, observing and learning what works for our specific child, because autism is a spectrum, and there is no one-size-fits-all solution. In this video, I want to break down the process into concrete, practical steps. I'm going to share some strategies that are based on how an autistic mind often works. Strategies that favor clear visuals, consistent routines, and addressing sensory needs directly. We're not just teaching a skill, we're building a bridge of communication and trust. So, let's get started and look at how we can make this journey a bit smoother for everyone involved. The first thing to understand is that abstract concepts can be very difficult. The idea of going to the potty is a whole sequence of actions. It's not one thing, so we need to make it concrete. We need to show it in pictures. I think in pictures, and many people on the spectrum do the same. A visual schedule is like a map for the brain. It lays out the sequence step by step so there are no surprises. You can make one with simple drawings or photos, a picture of pulling down pants, a picture of sitting on the toilet, a picture of using toilet paper, a picture of flushing, a picture of pulling up pants, and finally, a picture of washing hands. This isn't just a guide, it's a source of security. It makes an unpredictable process predictable. You should place this visual schedule right on the wall in the bathroom, at your child's eye level. It should be their point of reference. Each time you go to the bathroom, you point to the picture that corresponds with the step you are on. First, we pull down our pants, you say, while pointing to the picture. Then, next, we sit on the toilet, pointing to the next picture. This repetition of seeing the image and hearing the word and doing the action connects the dots in the brain. It takes the verbal instruction, which can be fleeting and hard to process, and anchors it to a solid, unchanging image. This visual support reduces anxiety and gives your child a sense of control over the process. Autistic brains thrive on predictability. The world can often feel chaotic and overwhelming, so routines are like safe harbors. When it comes to potty training, a consistent schedule is your most powerful tool. This isn't about being rigid for the sake of it. It's about creating a pattern that the brain can learn and anticipate. You should plan regular trips to the bathroom throughout the day, not just when you think your child might need to go. Start with set times, right after waking up, before leaving the house, after meals, before nap time, and before bed. Set a timer if you need to. The goal is to make visiting the bathroom a regular, non-negotiable part of the daily rhythm, just like breakfast or brushing teeth. This consistency helps in two ways. First, it provides many opportunities for success. The more often you go through the routine, the more chances your child has to practice the steps and understand what is expected. Second, it helps regulate their body. Over time, their body may start to anticipate these bathroom breaks, making it easier for them to recognize the physical sensations of needing to go. Remember to keep the routine the same every single time. Use the same words, use the visual schedule in the same way, and follow the same steps in the same order. This predictability reduces anxiety and makes your child feel safe enough to learn this new, complicated skill. Communication is not always verbal. For many autistic children, spoken language can be difficult to process, especially when they are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, and potty training can definitely be stressful. So, we need to be flexible and use the communication method that works best for our child. This might mean keeping your verbal cues very simple and direct, like potty time or sit on toilet. Avoid long, complicated explanations. The words should be as concrete as the pictures on your visual schedule. For some children, even simple verbal cues can be too much. They might respond better to sign language. Learning a simple sign for potty or toilet can give them a way to tell you they need to go. Another very effective tool is a PEX card, which stands for Picture Exchange Communication System. Your child can have a specific picture card for the toilet that they can bring to you when they feel the urge to go. This empowers them. It gives them a voice when they may not have the words. The key is to observe your child and see what they respond to. Are they visual learners who need the pictures? Do they understand simple signs? Do they respond to short, clear verbal phrases? You might need to try a combination of methods. The goal isn't to force one type of communication, but to find the channel that is clearest and least stressful for your child, creating a successful two-way street for communication. So, we really need to think about how motivation works. For a neurotypical person, the internal satisfaction of learning a new skill might be enough. But for an autistic child, the reward needs to be much more immediate and concrete. Potty training is a long process made up of many tiny steps, and honestly, we need to celebrate every single one of them. Don't wait for the big success of them using the toilet independently. Instead, reinforce each small victory along the way. Did they point to the visual schedule? That's a success. Celebrate it. Did they sit on the toilet for 10 seconds, even with their clothes on? That's a huge success. Celebrate it. Did they help you flush? Fantastic. Celebrate it. The celebration should be something that is genuinely motivating for your child. This is where you have to be a bit of a detective again. Sometimes, a simple good job might not be enough. The reward really needs to be powerful. Maybe it's 2 minutes of screen time on their favorite tablet. Maybe it's a small preferred snack, like a single gummy bear. Or it could be getting to play with a special sensory toy that only comes out after potty time. The reward should be immediate. It really has to happen right after the successful step is completed, so their brain makes a clear connection. I did this thing, and then this good thing happened. This positive reinforcement builds momentum and over time changes the whole feeling around the bathroom from one of pressure to one of opportunity and reward. The bathroom can really be a sensory minefield. We have to think about it from the child's perspective. For a person with sensory sensitivities, which is honestly very common in autism, the bathroom is filled with loud, sudden noises, cold surfaces, and strange smells. The echoey sound of the room, the loud whoosh of the toilet flushing, the cold feeling of the toilet seat, the texture of the toilet paper, even the smell of the air freshener, any of these things can be intensely uncomfortable or even frightening. This sensory overload can create a huge barrier to potty training. The child might not be refusing the toilet, they might be refusing the terrifying sensory experience of the bathroom. Our job is to identify and minimize these sensory triggers. Does the flush scare them? Try putting noise-dampening headphones on them before flushing, or let them leave the room before you flush. Is the toilet seat too cold? You can get a soft padded toilet seat cover. Do they hate the feel of a certain brand of toilet paper? Try different kinds, softer, thicker, or even wet wipes. Pay attention to the lighting. Is it too bright and fluorescent? Try using a softer, dimmer lamp instead. You might even need to remove any strong-smelling soaps or cleaners. By systematically addressing these sensory issues, you can transform the bathroom from a place of distress into a calm, neutral space where learning can actually happen. This is a marathon, not a sprint. I cannot say this enough. There will be good days and there will be bad days. There will be steps forward and there will be steps backward. This is normal. Progress is almost never a straight line. You might have a week where everything seems to be clicking into place, and then suddenly you have a regression where it feels like you're back at square one. When this happens, it is so important not to get discouraged or show frustration. Our children are incredibly perceptive. They will pick up on our anxiety, and it will only make things harder for them. Take a deep breath. A setback is not a failure. It's just part of the process. Flexibility is just as important as patience. If a certain strategy isn't working after you've given it a fair try, it's okay to change it. Maybe the visual schedule is too complicated and you need to simplify it. Maybe the reward you chose isn't motivating enough anymore and you need to find a new one. Maybe you pushed too hard one day and you need to back off and just focus on making the bathroom a happy place for a little while. You have to be willing to adapt your plan based on your child's needs and responses. Remember, you are working with your child, not against them. This journey is unique to them, and following their lead at their pace is really the only way to reach the destination successfully. You are not alone in this. It's very important to remember that. You have a team, or you can build one. Your child's occupational therapist, speech therapist, behavioral therapist, like an ABA therapist, and their teachers at school are all valuable resources. These professionals have specialized training and have likely helped many other families through this exact process. They can offer insights and strategies that are specifically tailored to your child's unique profile of strengths and challenges. An occupational therapist, for example, is an expert in sensory processing and can provide very specific recommendations for managing the sensory environment of the bathroom. They can help with things like motor planning for sitting and balance. Schedule a meeting with your child's team and make potty training a specific goal that everyone is working on together. Consistency across all environments, home, school, and therapy, is critical for success. If the school is using a certain type of visual schedule or a specific verbal cue, you should try to use the same one at home. This creates a unified front and prevents the child from getting confused by different expectations in different places. Share what's working at home with the school and therapists, and ask them what's working in their settings. By collaborating and sharing information, you create a powerful, supportive network that wraps around your child, making the path to potty training much clearer and more achievable for them. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the power of pictures and routines to the importance of understanding sensory needs. Remember, these are not just a list of tips. They are tools to help you build a bridge of understanding with your child. The goal is not just a dry diaper. It's about empowering your child with a new skill, reducing their anxiety, and strengthening your connection with them through this process. Every child is different, and what works for one may need to be adjusted for another. You are the expert on your child. Trust your instincts, be observant, and celebrate every small piece of progress. This journey can feel isolating at times, but it's so important to remember that there is a whole community of parents out there who are on this path with you. Your experience is valuable. If you have a strategy that worked wonders for your child, or even a story about a challenge you overcame, please share it in the comments below. Your insight could be the one thing that helps another parent who is feeling stuck. Let's use this space to support and learn from one another. We are all in this together. Thank you so much for watching and for being here today. If you found this guide helpful and want more practical advice for parenting on the spectrum, please consider subscribing to the channel. We are building a community here, and I would love for you to be a part of it. Remember to be patient with your child, but also be patient and kind with yourself. You are doing an amazing job.